exciting day for Walmart as we embark upon a new chapter in our storied long history here in Northwest Arkansas, in which we're proud to share not only with our associates but with the community the master design plan for Walmart's new home office. And with that, we have some distinguished guests with here today who have been great partners in the past and we know will be great partners in the future. My name is Dan Bartlett. I'm Executive Vice President of Corporate Affairs here at Walmart and leading the project here for the company. And I want to turn it over to our CEO for Walmart, Doug McMillon.
We are really excited to share an update today, and I want to thank Governor Hutchinson and Mayor Stephanie Orman for being with us today. We appreciate their partnership in this project that we've been working on. Our primary motivation with the new home office was design a place that would enable us to work in new ways. We're moving through a digital transformation in the company, and the ability to work together differently, the ability to attract and retain talent and create a work environment that will enable inspiration and talent to be attracted to this area for years to come were our priorities. Our decision to make this investment wasn't taken lightly. I think it boils down to the belief that the leadership team and our board of directors has in the future of the company. We have taken into account our sustainability goals and believe that this new home office campus will reflect the values that we have as it relates to social and environmental sustainability. Those things have been designed in, as well as our focus on costs and our everyday low cost mentality. Those things have been continued in the design. When I think about the new home office campus, the words that come to mind are light, natural beauty, health, and community. We think that you'll see those aspects designed into the way that we've approached this home office campus. Arkansas has been our home for a long time. This is the birthplace of the company. It's where Sam and Helen Walton started everything, and we feel like it's very appropriate that we would continue to invest in this area and continue that legacy as a company. We also acknowledge that our associates come from all over the world. Today, Walmart operates in 27 countries with retail stores and e-commerce sites, and associates visit here throughout the year in large numbers, and we believe that they'll enjoy coming to a place that reflects the culture of the company, the values of the company, and appreciate being at the place where it all started and be inspired by that. My family's called Arkansas and Bentonville home for a long time, and the way that this area is developing is just so exciting. Bentonville has always been, but is certainly today, a great place to live, to raise a family, and to enjoy life. And I'm just so thankful to our board and to the company for making the decision to invest here in Bentonville and Northwest Arkansas. And I think when you see the plans, everyone, Walmart associates and others, are going to be really excited about this new project. I'd like to thank Dan Bartlett, who was just speaking. He and a small team of people have been leading this design phase, and it's coming along really well, and it's exciting to share more information about it today. So thank you for coming.
It is exciting, and I'll just spend a few minutes just going through some of additional thought processes that went behind this project, as well as what we can think about and expect going forward. As Doug said, this wasn't a decision that was taken lightly, but it was a decision that was certainly due. We are currently occupying buildings, more than 20 some odd buildings across the Bentonville area right now, and we're straining our assets, as they say here, in our current location. So that, with also the opportunity to build an environment that continues to allow this company to propel itself forward and compete in a very competitive environment, is paramount in our minds. Just as a relocation, as we'll be able to see from the physical structure and the materials that we provided you, this new property will sit on over 300 acres just on the other side of J Street, with J and 8th Street being at really the heart of the new campus. The phasing of this will take some time. We made this announcement in September of 2017 that this was our intention, and it probably looks like not a lot of work has been done, but in fact quite a bit has been done. We have thousands of employees that are currently located on that property right now, a lot of important distribution and other types of business activities that take place there. And we have plans in place to, and as you've probably seen, a new distribution center that has been built out by the airport is accommodating quite a bit of the business capacity that's taking place on the current site. This summer will be the first real noticeable phase of this project, in which there'll be considerable demolition taking place over the summer months. And the new Walmart Layout Center, which is a critical part of a tool for our merchants here at the home office, will be the first building that will begin construction in the fall. It's then a phasing process that will take place from over multiple years through 2024, in which there will not be any one galvanizing moment where all of the employees show up on one day. It'll be a phasing in approach, which allows for us to have contingencies for, will probably be the largest construction project in Northwest Arkansas history. And this is already a part of the country and a part of the state that's going through a construction boom. So we have to be thoughtful about how we tax those resources, both labor and otherwise. But also when we think about business continuity and the other critical aspects of us of continuing our business. So this will happen, and you'll see in which the way we have designed this, the master plan, is that there will be 4 distinct quads, if you will, that will make up the campus, and that you could imagine that a phasing could take that somewhat at a quad at a time. The features you'll see here also, as Doug noted, really plays off and brings to life our commitment and our core values around sustainability. One of the particular aspects of that is we made a decision to use as the key source material for the office buildings to be what's called cross-laminated timber. This is a manufacturing process that has been more mature in European countries as well as Canada, but is also taking root here in the United States. In fact, the new college dormitory down on the U of A campus is using CLT mass timber. Why we think we're particularly proud of that is because there's no better place to get the raw material than southern Arkansas pine. So the vast majority, if not all, of the source material for the building composites of CLT timber is going to come from southern Arkansas, which means that we have an opportunity not to be asking for things from the state, but to be giving back. This is going to be a huge economic driver using one of these raw materials that I know the governor will be able to speak about. It's far more sustainable when you think about using mass timber versus using concrete to build your buildings. And I have been asked the questions, as they are fire retardant. They're not going to catch on fire. They meet all the various international codes for building. But it's really exciting when Doug talks about the features that we're really going to lean into, light and accessibility and the types of amenities that will make our associates reach their full potential. Many people who work here are obviously working parents. They have a lot of demands on their times outside of the home. We want to make that as simple for them as possible. So we will have childcare accessibility on the campus. We will have food amenities that will not only be cafeteria style, but will be distributed throughout the campus to experience different types of food cuisine as this becomes a magnet for that type of culinary specialties, with Brightwater being just across the street. We're really excited about the potential there. So all in all, this is a project that is going to play out over many years. We do have a model of what we hope it looks like. It has to meet the realities of a construction project and topography and climate and all the other things that come. So it will probably take some twists and turns, but we felt it was important to share with our associates and share with the community about the vision we have for this project. And that this project couldn't be possible without the leadership of both the mayor and the governor. And we look forward to the ongoing partnership. As I mentioned, the CLT project, this was something that I put on the governor's radar very early in the process, and he's been like a dog on a bone about it, and because he knows there's an opportunity to create economic development and jobs in our state, and that's exactly what this is going to do. So I'd like right now to bring up Governor Hutchinson for him to make a few comments.
Thank you, Dan and Doug. And this is an exciting announcement today, and it's a recognition of Walmart's history in Arkansas, Walmart's loyalty to this state. And while that loyalty has been demonstrated through the years, it's not something that we take for granted, and we should not take it for granted. And the fact is that you have major international corporations that go on searches and competition as to where their new global campus or headquarters is going to be. Walmart simply said, we're going to continue in Bentonville, Arkansas is our home. It's where we were founded. That's where the roots are, and they want to continue that. And so it was a quiet decision that was made, but again, we should not take it for granted. We're very grateful for that decision of Doug and the leadership team, Greg, for everyone who said, Bentonville, Arkansas is our home, and we're going to stay here. And then secondly, we should not underestimate the economic impact of this incredible investment of a new global campus right here in Bentonville. First of all, it's the construction jobs that are going to be tight. It's going to be a great demand on our companies in Northwest Arkansas and elsewhere to construct this incredible facility. And that's going to be good wages, it's going to be jobs, it's going to be a boost to our economy. And then secondly, the fact that they are using cross-laminated timber. I have been excited about this, Dan, because I know in South Arkansas what this means to the economic boost there. And because we're great timber producers, we have a surplus of timber, and this will not only be a supply chain for the southern pine timber coming into this incredible facility, but the new architecture and design of this global campus will set the example in architecture, in construction design all across this country. And I think it will set a new standard and a new model to look at for safety in buildings and for sustainability in buildings with the use of cross-laminated timber in this construction design. And then finally, I just want to talk about for a second as to what Walmart means to Arkansas and the commitment of this new campus here in Bentonville. What it does is that Walmart every day enhances the global reputation of Arkansas. As I've traveled across the countries marketing this state, it's always a tie to Walmart because people are familiar with that brand. It's located in Arkansas. And the investment also means that we're signaling to the world that Arkansas is a good place to do business. And we want to continue that message. And then the talent that you bring here to this state makes a big difference for us. You have to recruit talent from all over the globe, highest quality, and the fact that they're coming to Arkansas, investing in Walmart, investing in our state, falling in love with it, makes an incredible economic benefit for our state. So I'm grateful for the announcement today, for the commitment of Walmart, and continuing the tradition of Sam Walton of investing in our state, having a business model that works for the consumer, but also as a way to share the resources and the benefits of it with the local community. And Walmart is very generous to Arkansas that we're grateful for, and this new global campus is just another example of their commitment to our state and the partnership that we have. So thank you, and it's good to be able to see this in person today.
Thank you, Governor. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
As he's mentioned, this is an exciting project, and particularly on this CLT project, as we'll make it the largest CLT project in the U.S. Ever constructed. So we'll have more details about how we're going to go about that and how the manufacturing process with our partners here in the state and otherwise, and what that looks like. So there's more good news to come about the opportunities that just that piece of the project is going to contribute to the state and to the community. Now I'd like to introduce the mayor. She has been a fabulous partner. We literally couldn't do this project without her and without her team. And it's a project in which we will, like I said, I think it's the largest construction project in Northwest Arkansas history. And so there's a lot of complexities with that, but we couldn't have a better partner than the mayor. So Mayor Norton.
Well, thank you. What a thrilling day in the city of Bentonville and for the future of our great city. Bentonville and Walmart are as Americana as apple pie and baseball. Our city could not be more proud of Walmart's decision to continue to call Bentonville home. With this announcement, we are thrilled to learn how these innovative design plans will benefit our community in multiple ways. As we continue to plan for additional growth in jobs, responsible residential and economic infrastructure will be a priority. We will make Bentonville the city that can compete with any city across the globe for the best and brightest talent. We are moving in that direction today through investments in cutting-edge technology, safety, infrastructure, and quality of life initiatives. With the new home office, we will continue to see our city expand economically and culturally as we embrace the diversity and inclusion opportunities that come with individual and family relocations to Bentonville from all over the world. Our city will benefit in so many ways while maintaining the attraction and charm it has become so well known for. Our city staff has partnered closely with Walmart and will continue to throughout the process. On behalf of the city of Bentonville, we will make ourselves readily available to ensure this project is executed smoothly and efficiently. This is the largest building project our city has ever had the opportunity to develop. We stand ready to walk through this project with your team every step of the way. From through street infrastructure and bike path integration to sustainability and economic development, we're excited how the new home office will make us even more proud of our city. Thank you, Walmart, for the positive influence you have had on this city for so many years. Thank you for your continued trust in us, as evidenced through your choice to continue to call our Bentonville home.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I would be remiss if I didn't also recognize Judge Barry Mooring, who doesn't have a direct role with regards to the project itself, but many of our associates obviously live in the county, and he's been an incredible partner for us prior to this project and throughout, so really appreciate you being here today too, Barry. We have a quick video that'll give you a little bit of a better sense of what the feeling will be like a bit on campus, and then we're happy to take any questions. Maybe to ask y'all to come stand up here in case there's any questions we could take. Yeah. So it's a substantial one that we're continuing to develop out, and like I said, it'll be one in which I'm not here to share an overall price tag, but it is one in which will create a lot of economic development here in the state. And the good thing about the way we're thinking about the design feature, but also the way it'll be implemented, is that the cost to the company will not be disproportionately absorbed in any one quarter or any one fiscal year. It'll be over multiple years. So it's something that we'll be able to manage through our annual budgeting process. But rest assured that the economic impact on the region will be substantial.
One of the things that I noticed when looking at the model was you have a lot of food trucks, and then there's obviously the big cafeteria food area. I guess I'm wondering what the selection process will look like for what vendors and local restaurants and food trucks will be selected to bring in to the new campus.
Yeah, that's a good point. And also, if you see the red strips on the bottom parts of some of those parking garages, also going to be retail. It could be food retail, it could be other types of retail as well. And so the main food hall itself will be something that we'll contract with a large provider of some sort, because the scale that you have to accommodate thousands of associates during mass peak times around lunchtime and things like that we'll need. But we are hoping that there will be curated experiences in the various quads, and we have tapped into some of the local restaurateurs for advice and feedback through that process. And obviously we have through our relationship with stakeholders here in town, as the Walton families, others who've been in the food business here. We've got a lot of input about what could go there, but we have plenty of time to decide which specific types of, but we'd want to, obviously, we're an associate base that reflects all walks of life from many different parts of the country, so you could probably expect a cuisine and an offering from a food perspective that reflects that as well.
We've all heard a lot about the 8th Street widening project. It's
Yep.
obviously going to be competing on some level with your project as well. But looking at that map, it looks like I think it was the MLK Parkway is going to be significantly larger than it is now. 5th Street, maybe even Moberly Lane all the way to the east. What kind of infrastructure work besides the 8th Street widening is going to take place as part of this project?
So probably the first thing that was on our minds more than anything else was that because we're spread over 21 buildings, now we're dispersed. And now to have a concentration of a lot of associates in one area, the first thing that comes to mind is traffic. And we've partnered with the city on traffic analysis and studies in which to make sure that we know the choke points that currently exist today with 102 and other parts. Obviously, with the exchange connection on 8th Street to the interstate is going to be a big solve for parts of that. But we're in the early days of this. All those pieces, those main intersections, 8th Street, there's going to be a heavy pedestrian presence, is going to require types of safety features of crosswalks and things like that. Those are all things that we're working hand in glove with the city on. And so I think you'll see, it's hard to envision it now the way it looks today. And obviously you have, as 8th Street comes closer to where we sit right now, you have a school going in, you have different things that are going to, the traffic pattern there is going to be intense, and it's going to have to be thoughtful as well. And so in partnership with the city, I think you'll find us design a plan that meets both needs, that we were able to move traffic but also accommodate heavy pedestrian traffic.
Hi, I was curious, is there a plan for the buildings that Walmart is currently using in Bentonville?
So if you think about the main concentration, which is where we're sitting today, the best thing I can tell you is we have a principle that's guiding our decisions, which is we will ensure that this property and other properties that we're vacating will be designed and developed in a way that both us and the community will be proud of. So we don't have any fixed plans at this point, but we're not going to leave empty vacant buildings and those things. We understand our role in communities. We want to see all parts of the community, not just where we're located, flourish, and we'll make sure that's the case.
What do you think is the coolest part of the campus? Like, what feature are you most excited about?
So it's hard to ask of a Walmart associate because all of us, we're in buildings with no light and low ceilings and things like that. So just things like light, it really kind of excites you in a way. I must say, and so I'm a cyclist and all that, that the fact that the Razorback Trail is literally going to run through the heart of the campus and be open to the community is really exciting to me. We've studied a lot of other campuses, a lot of other companies, how they've done it, and it feels like too often those corporate campuses are isolated from the community and walled off, and we want this to feel much more like maybe a college campus where sometimes you don't even realize whether you're on campus or off campus just by crossing one street. We want this to have that feel, and if we get this right, it will be just a feeling of an extension of a neighborhood in the community more than it's like, oh, we can't go there, that's the Walmart home office.
How is this going to impact your employees as far as commuting, accessibility to the home office? How is this going to improve their quality of life?
I think it's going to be huge. We hear quite a bit of feedback, and with regards to parking situation, how much time an associate has to spend parking. As you'll see, the way that we've designed these quads, proximity of where you park and where you work is something we're taking very seriously. So we don't want somebody, it looks like a massive 300+ acre campus, but there'll be communities within communities, and we want them to be able to feel the desire and the incentive to go across campus, and we're going to have really leveraging alternative methods of transportation. So a lot of bike share programs, electric bikes, scooters, those things on campus to help associates get around. And then the work we're doing with the city as far as making the overall community more bike friendly is something that's important to us. More than a majority of our current associates live within 5 to 7 miles or so of the campus, of the campus location. So there are people who do much longer commutes, but the vast majority of them live close. And if we can make that even easier for them to get in and out and on and off campus, that's something that's of a high priority.
Security is a big topic of conversation these days. Security's tight getting in here. With this more open concept design, is that something that kind of was in that thought process as this has developed?
Very much so. We do have to be conscientious of a company of our brand awareness and such, and prominence is going to be one that we have to be thoughtful about that, and we have a responsibility as leaders in this company to protect and provide safety to our associates. So that will always be both from things that could be of a security threat or from natural disaster, of those things as well. So both those things are prominent in our minds. Yes, this is a non-traditional way of doing it, and I imagine those early conversations we had with some of our security partners was interesting. But the great thing is that technology is really where the big solve is going to be for this. So when it comes to the proximity to the buildings in which work is being done in those things, we'll have the appropriate security precautions and those things. But we think we can strike that right balance to where it can be an integrated part of the community, as well as doing what we need to do to protect our associates.
Have the majority of your associates had a chance to see your plan, or just
No, this is it. This is literally the day. We've been, like I said, it was September of 2017 when we talked about that we made the decision, and we've kind of been behind the scenes, hard at work. And this is, so not only are we sharing it with the public, but we've got a microsite here in which all the associates can access, and they'll be able, and we have a big shareholders gathering coming in a couple of weeks in which people from all, and that's one of the things is that it's not just for those who work here. We have our associates from all around the world who come and visit us, and for them to be able to experience something so unique like this once it's completed is particularly exciting.
yeah. And do you have a more specific goal or timeline on the construction?
So like I said, the construction for us really starts with demolition, not construction, and so that is going to start in earnest in the summer. And then, like I said, it's going to go in phases, and expect that each year, 2021 through 2024, big chunks of the campus coming to life. And so we're working through that phasing of what that's going to look like, and I'm not going to hold myself up to specific months and dates right now, but we want to get it done as quickly as possible, but as thoughtfully as possible.
I have a two-part question, one about the design, and then I have a question for Doug as well after that. So the design, you mentioned you have people coming to Walmart from all over the world every day of the week, and I know you're still maybe kind of thinking about some different things on the campus. Have there been any discussions about maybe an on-site hotel and or convention center, larger gathering space than what you have here as part of the design?
I probably didn't make that as clear in the presentation, but the two buildings that are red up on the screen there, the one in the middle will be our main gathering meeting space. So like what we're sitting in now, where this morning we had our global officers meeting, that will be located there, as well as a lot of our training facilities are actually located over there next to the fitness center in the Sam Walton Development Center that sits right behind the Walmart Fitness Center. So that will be an integration of those two things. We'll have meeting spaces there, as well as conference and training spaces. The red one on the corner here is conceptually designed right now to be hotel space, and that's what I was saying is that we have an enormous amount of demand with associates and others traveling to come do work or do business here, and for us to be able to accommodate that right on the property. And like I said, we ourselves, Walmart, won't run it, but we'll enter a partnership with somebody to do it for us.
And so this is more of a anecdotal historical question. I mean, obviously a lot of important historical milestones